Okay, so I'm gonna share with you guys 5 ways to minimize your expenses, right? This is in the name of minimalism. And one of the first things you're gonna do when you approach life as a minimalist, quote unquote, is you're gonna begin to minimize your expenses. Now, honestly, if you're watching this video, you've come to the right guy, okay? You've come to the right guy because I have been minimizing and I made previous videos on how, like, basically what I have, and it fits like basically 2 bags now, and I'm even taking it down to 1. So you've come to the right guy. I'm always looking for ways to minimize my expenses, minimize my stuff. So I'm gonna share with you 5 things. Number 1, eat less, eat once a day if you can, and fast, okay? And pretty soon you'll realize that it's extremely healthy for you, that actually the optimal way of being a human is actually not to eat that much and to even do fasts, you know, like regular fasts. So right now, I'll just share with you like my eating pattern. I eat once a day. And if you eat once a day, you're just gonna eat less. Like, you're just gonna naturally eat less, okay? If you're eating less, you're just gonna spend less money on food. And I would rather you buy organic, healthy, wholesome food, but eat less than eat more, but eat like conventional food. You know, like, it might still end up being the same cost, but I really highly recommend you buy high quality food. It's just like up to 10 times more nutritious. But if you eat less, if you eat just once a day, you're gonna eat less. You're gonna be inclined to eat less. Now, your health is gonna shoot up the sky. Your energy levels are gonna shoot up the sky. Maybe not the first little bit because you're not used to it, but like, honestly, I'm gonna make a separate video for OMAD and share it with you guys. OMAD's 1 meal a day. But really, health-wise, incredible. And for your spiritual connection, amazing. And you'll save money. And then do like 48-hour fasts every now and then, or 3-day fasts, water fasts. So the pattern that I'm following at the moment is I eat once a day, and then every Saturday I will not eat. So then I will do a 40-hour eating or fast, water fast for 48 hours, 3 times a month, and then the 4th week I'll do a 3-day fast. So if you do all of that, health-wise, I'm not even gonna go about it here. This is for a different video, but it'll really save you money. You'll end up with more money in your pocket, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, consider getting a roommate, or consider going to the nearest college and the nearest university and just get a room in the student housing there, okay? That's what I did last year, is I got a room in a student housing. I was no longer attending university, but I got a room in student housing. They're much cheaper. I mean, the quality of living isn't the best, but I picked a really good house. So pick a good house, okay? They tend to be cheaper. Pick a good house and with not too many roommates, and it'll be cheaper than getting an apartment on your own. Or just get a roommate, get somebody you know, and share a 2-bedroom apartment with them. You'll save money. Trust me, I've had an apartment on my own, a 1-bedroom apartment, and it was costing me more than it needed to cost me. If you followed up my fitness channels from the old days, you remember I had the gym equipment stuff. It cost me more than I need. Way more than I need, okay? So, the other thing I would consider, and I never thought I would actually tell somebody to do that, but just hang around with your parents. If you can hang around in your parents' basement or something, but I would only tell you to do that if you are actively working on yourself. If you're just gonna lay around and go and get stoned and do nothing, that's one of the worst things you could do. Then I would rather you go and be broke and have to go do part-time jobs and do like weird stuff just to get by than to do that. But if you have something you're passionate about, you're working on, just simply really every day working on yourself actively, it doesn't hurt or if you just want to like, you're going through a phase where you're really digging for your passion, it doesn't hurt to be hanging around with your parents for a year or two, especially if they don't mind. Parents don't really mind. Parents, you know what, like, my mom is always like, I want you to be with us. You know, they live in Qatar, okay? And I think I'm gonna go hang around with them for 3 months, sometime next year. I'm going to Turkey first, but we'll talk about that. That's my tip number 5. But really, if you need to hang around with your parents for a little bit, rent and food are our biggest expenses. If you need to hang around with your parents for a little bit, doesn't matter how old you are, trust me, they'll like you around. They'll like you around. Parents love you. They always want you to be around. So if you're there and you're actively, don't be like a George Costanza in Seinfeld, okay? That's a different case. That's the laziness we're talking about here. But if you're a proactive person and you feel like you need a little bit of time, you're short on money a little bit, and your parents are hanging around, they got a basement, or they got your room is still there, right? Go hang around with them. There's something, like, I grew up in, I'm from Syria originally, my family's from Syria, and there's something in the Arabic Middle Eastern culture which I find really cute. It doesn't matter how old you are, your parents got your back. And you can be like 40, and if you need to move into your parents' house at any time, they'll welcome you with open arms, and your mom will cook you nice breakfast. Arab moms, Middle Eastern moms, wow, so, oh my God, so loving. And you can be like 60, and if you tell your mom, I wanna move back in, oh, she would like hug you and kiss you, and she'd like make you all this food, and it's really nice. So I'm sure a lot of cultures around the world are the same way, like Indian culture, and I think many cultures are like that. But it's really not a bad idea. Again, if you're just a lazy slob, no, don't move with your parents. And if you're planning to do it as a permanent move, don't move with your parents. Okay, just do yourself a favor and do them a favor. But if you're a proactive person and you're working on something and you just need a little bit of time to work on it, or you need a little bit of money or whatever, go move with your parents. It's really not a bad idea to do so for a little while, okay? So, 3, do not buy a car. Okay, now I'll share my experience with you. We have a car right now, me and my brother. But I've basically been roaming around without a car. I'm 27 right now, and this is the first time I get a car. But I've been roaming around a car, it's not a problem at all. I was taking the bus all the time. And I got the car because I'm doing Uber, right? I'm using the car. Me and my brother are using the car to earn a little bit of money doing Uber. So otherwise, if you're not doing that, don't get a car. Just you don't need it. Just take the bus. We're getting rid of the car. Like, I'm moving out of the country, so it's just a temporary thing. We're getting rid of it. And I don't know when the next time I will buy a car, but it will not be for a long time. Okay, I'm telling you right now, just don't get a car. It's got a lot of expenses. It's got like gas, insurance, and then the car payment. Like, it's a lot of expenses. Okay, it's not, even from an investor's point of view, it's not a good investment. It really isn't a good investment. So, take the bus. Even better, walk. I was doing a lot of walking before getting the car. A lot of walking. I still do a lot of walking. Less walking than before though. And I'll tell you what, walking is better. So, we'll talk more about this in number 5. Okay? You'll get to see in number 5. So that's number 3. Don't buy a car. Get rid of your car if you have it. Take the bus and walk. Number 4. Ask yourself this question: what do I really need? What do you really need? Ask yourself honestly, what do I really need? Do I need this big TV? Do I need to go and buy a PS4 right now? Do I really need to go buy this game? Is it really a necessity in my life? That's up to you. You ask yourself, what do you need? And when you're really, really brutally honest with yourself, you're going to realize that all I need is a clean, nice place to stay in, to sleep in, a nice, comfortable mattress or bed to sleep in, and good, wholesome food. Not a lot, especially if you start to eat once a day and you realize that actually I'm much healthier and more energetic. So wholesome, organic food, not in humongous quantities, and shelter and clothes. And clothes are pretty cheap. You can get them, like, that's another thing to save up money on. I used to buy a lot of brand names. As it turns out, you can dress pretty nicely with very little money. So you don't have to give up your style. Just, lay off the brand names, because all they do is they get their stuff same as anybody else anyway, and they just brand it and they sell it to you because of the brand. So you're paying like an extra $50, just you're paying to say, I am aware of this brand. It's a scam. It's a scam. So that's another thing. And really, when you break it down, what you need, you just need good wholesome food in moderate quantities, and you need a good place, clean, shelter, nice. Here winters are brutal in Canada. Warm, good heating, warm. And that's really all you need. You don't really need then there's little things. You're a musician, you need a guitar. Of course, you need a guitar, you need a piano. Of course, that's your passion, that's your music. We need a camera here because me and my brother are YouTubers. So, these things, of course, that sort of comes with the profession, comes with what you're doing. But really, break it down. What do you really need? Ask yourself and be brutally honest. And you'll find that a lot of things in your mind that you think I have to go buy and I have to get, necessarily you're like, do I really need this? Do I really need this? Do I really need the new iPhone? You might have an iPhone 6 or something, or Samsung S6. And you might be like, I gotta go get the new one. But do you really need it? Do you really need it? That's the question, okay? So that's up to you. But you're gonna save a lot of money if you just realize that I don't actually need all that much. Number 5, and this one is, this sort of ties back into the whole don't buy a car and rent in student housing. This one, move abroad. Move abroad like I'm about to do. Move abroad, because North America is really, really expensive. Okay? Really expensive. Move abroad. Go to Thailand. I'm going to Turkey first. So I'm going to be hanging around Turkey, and we'll see what we do after. But I'm going to be hanging around there for 3 months, then I'll probably head off to Thailand. Really cheap. Really cheap. You can live off $500 a month in Thailand. So if you figure out a way to generate $500 a month online consistently, head over to Thailand. Because what do you know, over there it's beautiful weather, you just walk everywhere. You get a bicycle, right? That's another thing, get a bicycle. And yeah, just move somewhere warm, nice, and cheap, and then figure out a way to make some money online, not even much, just a little bit, and then move to Thailand. Go to Thailand. There's a lot of places, not just Thailand. There's Vietnam, there's Thailand, there is places in India you can go, and places in South America, places in Mexico. You get by for $500 a month. And you don't need to get a car or anything there. You just walk around. Walk everywhere. Get a bicycle. It's beautiful weather all year round. It's sunny. It's gorgeous. And yeah, consider moving abroad from North America altogether. It's really expensive here in North America. It's a system that took capitalism way too far, is what it is. It took it way too far. So yeah, that's a great way of minimizing your expenses. Talk about a drastic way, because your expenses will literally go from, let's say your expenses right now just to get by are $2,000. So you have a car, you have a place, and they're $2,000 just to sustain yourself. They'll go down to about $500 if you go to Thailand, because you won't need a car there. You got rid of your car. Places are so cheap to get there, especially if you're just a single person or you've got somebody with you, a friend or a sweetheart. Really, really cheap. Okay, so I would think that's the ultimate solution to minimize, to minimalism altogether, to minimizing. Because you know what else I'm minimizing? I'm getting rid of all my winter stuff. All of it. Because I'm just going to be living in warmth from now on. I've made a vow. That's it. My last winter here. So I'm going to minimize all my clothes. I'm going to be able to effectively travel around with literally just one bag. Because it'll just be all my Dragon Ball Z tank tops, which I'm wearing one right now. And it'll all just be like light stuff, and I'll be barefoot half the time anyway, so I won't even need shoes. It'll just be like flip-flops, if you know, just to walk around in the city, in the streets. But I'll probably be hanging on the beaches or something most of the time. So that's a great way to minimize everything. Okay, great way to minimize everything. And in some of these islands, I heard you just pick up the fruits, pick up the coconuts, the bananas off the tree. So even your food, you might not even need to buy much food. Just pick it off the trees. Okay, so that, consider that. That's a radical move, but that, to me, that's the true winner. That's why I'm doing it. That I've got what? This is January and I've got about 7-8 more months here, and then I'm off, right? And yeah, I think that's the real minimizer. I think that's the real one here, okay? Because that's a drastic one. Everything will go down drastically. So consider that. I saved the best for the last. Consider that, okay? And if you would like me to make more videos on this, specifically this last one, the traveling and some of the places you can go to and the expenses, etc. I know I'm not there yet, but I've done so much research that I have ideas where you can go and how much to get by. Okay, so if you want more videos on that, please let me know in the comments, and just if there's one comment, thumb it up and I'll make more videos. Other than that, if you are interested in a lot of the concepts that I talk about here, let it be minimalism, let it be enlightenment and nirvana and mukti and all the stuff that I talk about here, personal development. I wrote a report called 7 Pillars of Enlightenment. It's like a cute 11-page report that I wrote as like an instruction for life, basically, as like a mini instruction for life. Okay, so I highly recommend you check it out, download it. It's for free. Just check it out in the description, check it out in the comments as well. And that's about it. I love you. I love you. I just feel like blowing you a kiss here, so mwah! I gotta do this more often. And until next time, may the force be with you.